Hello students, we will right it now learn with some of the other manufacturing methods, or you can say techniques, with which the product can be manufactured. In this particular video we are going to learn about the lathe machine. What do you mean by a lathe machine? Okay, and what are the various components of it. This is a very short video which will give you an idea that what do you mean by a lathe machine. Lathe is a machine which is used to remove the metal from the workpiece to required shape and size. A very simple, you can say, principle of this is, suppose this is a metal rod which is or you can say metal product which is a rod which is available one. This is the center line which I'm showing it as a, you can say, the symmetrical line. And if you wanted to reduce its length or diameter, you need to rotate this one first of all, and against this another kind of thing which will be useful, so that or used one, so that the unwanted part from this one can be removed. So either this particular tool which will be rubbed against this uh, rotating part. Now you need to hold this particular part inside of a structure like this one here. Okay, from this side also it is also available one. uh, that what is it that I will tell you in my next slide. But here, to this one, for the rotation of this, certain kind of power, motion or torque will be provided one. That will be with the help of a prime mover, that is nothing but an engine or maybe an electric motor. So whenever this gets rotated, another tool which will be rubbed against it, so that the desired shape and size can be given to this object by rotating it, and this tool will be moving or rubbing against it to remove the material. So this is a material removal process as far as working with the lathe machine or on the lathe machine is considered one. It will remove the material, okay, from the workpiece. For what purpose? To get the required shape and size. From which we are getting or removing this material? Removal will take place with the help of this particular tool. Okay, so this is the principle. This is a figure. This is not actual lathe machine, but this is a diagrammatic representation which will show you that what are the various components of it. This video is only explaining you the same thing. Whenever you are going to stand in front of this particular machine in this way, to your left hand side always there is the headstock assembly. Okay, and to your right hand side always there will be a tailstock assembly. Now when this headstock assembly, actually further things are explained here. I will not go into the details right it now, but here itself I will explain you the same thing, that inside this one, uh, the certain mechanisms, that is gearbox. Here it is in this case a small gears, pairs are available one, electric motor will be available one, the electrical you can say circuitry will be available one, which will rotate this spindle to which this work holder, that is chuck, is mounted. And on this chuck you can have this kind of workpiece which will be a round bar, which will be converted, either its length will be reduced or its diameter will be reduced in these two, you can say, directions. Along the length or along the diameter, the reduction of the material or removal of the material will takes place. Okay, so this is the assembly which is known as, you can say, the whole carriage assembly, on which you are having the various components. This is the carriage assembly that is there, on which you are having the carriage hand wheel, cross slides, apron which is available one, tool post. On the tool post cutting tool can be mounted, compound slide and cross slides. These are the things. Here cross slide hand wheel is available one, but the cross slide is available here. So try to remember this one, so that already I have told you that, 1 minute, this is your workpiece, and this one already I have just drawn it. I will just draw it, 1 minute. Let's show you here. This workpiece here, whatever is shown here, um, this whatever the uh, single on the cutting tool that will be holded here. This will be cutting tool. You just see whatever is shown here is the cutting tool. Okay, that will be holded with the help of what? With the help of this tool post. Below that you are having the compound rest and cross slides, which will be useful when moving in this particular direction as far as the tool is considered one, and the whole carriage assembly will be moving in this direction. Okay, with the help of this hand wheels along this lead screw, along this lead screw. Okay, so I hope this will be clear as far as what do you mean by the various components. Now here this is the part which will be giving support to this workpiece, because this length is too much larger, or if at all this will not be there, you can directly move this tailstock assembly so that it will give support to this workpiece, and which can be moved along the guideways which are available over here. This can be moved. This tailstock can be moved, but headstock cannot be moved. It is fixed one. Okay, so these are the guideways. These are the guideways along which this particular things can be moved. Guideways can be having the such a trapezoidal structure like this one. Okay, guideways can be having, and it will be moving like this way, in this case like this, so that along which this particular tailstock assembly can be moved. Remaining things like this is nothing but the bed of that particular vehicle on which all these things can be mounted. Here this is the mechanism which is used one for moving this particular lead screw, which will be helpful in the thread cutting operations. Okay, with the help of half nut mechanism, that is actually not included in your syllabus, so we will not go into the details of that one. So these are the various components. Okay, this is the actual figure, actual photograph as well as the sketch of engine lathe. Why it is known as engine lathe? Because it was, you can say, operated with the help of an engine in the olden days, but nowadays electric motor is generally used one for just having this kind of operations with the help of various kinds of gear pairs which are available one. This is head assembly, and that is headstock. This is tailstock. These are again guideways. This is carriage assembly, on which all these things whatever already have explained you here. It is the chip tray which with the help of which the chips whatever which are formed that can be collected. The same thing is available here. This is headstock, this is tailstock. This is the, you can say, the chips cannot be go on that side. These are the some light system which is available one, a coolant system which is available one, because whenever you're holding the workpiece here like this one, with the help of toolbox, with the help of tool, it can be going to be cut in this direction. Okay, or in this direction, whatever it may be. Okay, at that time the friction and wear of the component will be there, and heat generation will be there. So to remove the heat, this coolant will be poured whenever the operation is going on. This is your lead screw bed, lathe beds. Okay, these are the lathe guideways on which it is moving. So the same thing is available here in this picture. Already I have explained you these components. What do you mean by bed? It supports all major components. Carriage assembly, which will slide along the ways in horizontal direction like this way, and with the help of cross slide and compound rest, you can move this particular things in transverse direction. This is longitudinal, this is transverse. Headstock holds the jaws for the workpiece. It will be with the help of what? With the help of chuck. With the help of chuck, the holding of jaw will take place. This is the chuck. Here you can see this is the chuck. 3 jaw chuck and 4 jaw chucks are available. One tailstock, it supports the other end of the workpiece, as well as another use of the tailstock is that you can mount here any kind of another tool, like you can mount here drill bit for cutting the or for operating or for doing the drilling operation with the help of lathe machine. Feed rod and lead screw, these are the powered by a set of gears from the headstock, which will be useful in gear cutting operation or in automatic you can say operations of the lathe machines. Carry assembly, already I have told you about this one. These are the various controls with which the whole carry assembly can be controlled. This is the cross slide, this is the compound rest, saddle. Okay, and this whole is the apron assembly. Okay, try to remember this one, on which the various kinds of controls like various types of hand wheels that can be used. One, this is used one for moving this in this direction. Okay, this is used one for moving this in this direction, and on which you can have the square tool post or maybe the another tool post. This is your feed rods and the lead screw which is available one. Apron already the same thing which is available on saddle, compound rest with screw handle. In some cases it may not be available, but it is having marking on it actually, so that you can have the any kind of angle or uh, uh, any kind of, you can say, settings you can do as per the requirement of the job. Cross feed screw handle which is available. One split nut lever, this is used one split nut will be activated, or you can say used one whenever you wanted to do the thread cutting operation, or half nut mechanism which can be, you can say, engaged. Automatic feed lever is used one whenever you wanted to do certain kind of operations in an automatic manner. Apron hand wheel, which is the moving the total assembly in this direction, that is from left to right or right to left along the guideways which are available on this lathe bed. Tailstock, this is the dead center which is not moving. Headstock, which is a live center because chuck is continuously moving there. This is the clamp which is used one for moving this in and out. There is another bolt available one which is holding this particular tailstock here. This is tailstock spindle, tailstock hand wheel, tailstock clamp lever, offset setting screw. So this is all about the tailstock. Chuck, already I have told you, 3 jaw chuck is generally used one. Inside this here, 1 minute, there are slots which are available one. By having the chuck key, inserting the chuck key here, you can just move this one in and out, so that according to the requirement of the job it can be fitted inside this one, like this will be dotted actually, okay, like this one you can say. Here this is a 4 jaw chuck. It depends upon requirement and how is the component. It is used to hold the rectangular, so irregular shaped components. It will be used for holding the circular work pieces. Okay, so lathe operations we will see later on. But it now it's sufficient one to have the knowledge as far as what are the various components of this lathe machine. So I hope this has been clear to you. Try to remember the various components and its uses. So we will stop here. We will meet in our next video along with the various operations on lathe machine. Thank you.